The old Helmsley here. Where's Helmsley? Helmsley. Ah, there it is. I forgot that I gave it its full name earlier. So let's see. Blue Tees is the one to use. And I'm looking through here, looking through. We got 0 bunker holes, template green, drivable par 4. All right, so Blue Tees is where we're going. Give me just a second here. All right. Make sure we're all defaults here. Yep, all defaults. Create a match. The tees will be blue. The pin will be 1 unless you say to use a different one. Dude, Eric, I hope you understand. Just based on judging comments I've left on other things than that, I don't pussyfoot around and play favorites and all that. I don't do that. So if I see stuff to rip, I'll rip it. If I see stuff to say it's great, I'll say it's great. One thing I appreciate with Eric is, I mean, just look at some of the little pathing here that's been done, the textures that were used. I think it's always good to do your best here on those types of things, and I like that. I like this. We've got a nice big water feature that goes through the whole thing. I will say, Eric, having a bridge this long, I think would terrify me, especially being that close to the water. You know what I mean? Like, I'd want it higher if this was a real thing. Any kind of rain, and it's just like, well, I guess that hole's not playable today, guys. We're going to have to play all the holes on this side. I love it. What's our carry over there? Okay, so the carry's nothing. So even into a headwind, this is fine. Fine and dandy. I'm just looking at layup places here. I'm not sure. The hole's fine. However, I'm looking at a couple of things. One is, if somebody were to decide, oh, I hate this camera, you know, hey, I'm going to play short and lay up. Well, now we've got these trees in the way over here. So now we've kind of, I don't know though, because it doesn't make, laying up short doesn't make the second shot any shorter, does it? So I'm fine with that the more I think about it. The way you did the light rough. Did not use auto circuit, customize light rough to be easier in the runoff areas and around bunkers to make it better for CC. Oh, I'm 100% fine with light rough going around bunkers and that. If for no other reason, well, number one, I think it looks good. Number two, it allows the ball to run into the sand a little bit more, which I am okay with. Did you use a slightly different technique on lowering your bunkers this time? Because this just looks a little different than your usual. I will say I think the transition up to the green on here could have been a little bit smoother, and that could have been done by giving it a slope from one side to the other, however. No, the hole's fine. Like I said, if you play short, I mean, it's not any less difficult. But I don't think it needs to be, because the second shot's not going to be that much longer. It's just going to be played a little differently. You know what? I think that slope is going to negate all of this. Let's see. Yeah, it mostly did. I like the little fence back there. I mean, that's not a, it's just kind of a nice little touch. I just like the way it looks. Turning. Not turning enough. Ah, well. Well, it's okay. I just was looking at him, and the sides of them, the walls of the bunker, just seemed a little different. Well, that's okay. It's all about experimentation and trying stuff. And I will say again, I just love the countryside theme a great deal. I really, really do. You know what else? I appreciate that you're using bunker shapes that are a little simpler. And that's a brave thing to do because people tend to get stuck on making their bunkers very, wonky looking just to add some texture to a course. And you've kind of let them just be hazards, which I appreciate. Being a par 5, I am okay with this being wider back here for the short shot, and this being really quite a bit of a challenge, but I think I can still get it up there, so we're going to do it anyway. Notice how I added the word there to that sentence so I didn't get in trouble. You know, I think I can still get it up. Oh, I'm a comedian. I'm almost wanting a little bit more of this natural texture. Maybe over to this side over here. I don't know. I like the choice you've made to use the heavy rough. I like the natural so much. 3 per 5. Yeah, no, and that's fine. Again, because I don't think that having a true 3-shot par 5 means that it's going to take 3 shots from a distance standpoint as much as it is from a play standpoint. Like, how do you play it? And, I mean, you've designed it to be played as a 3-shotter. I didn't elect to try and do that, but that's how it's designed. So to me, that's successful. Oh, how did that happen? I'm playing your roulette, Eric. Jerk. You gave me your tempo problems. Turn. See, like that bunker there. I think that's the perfect depth. I don't think there's any problem with that at all. Not every course has to have big old deep honky bunkers. I mean, it just doesn't need them. All right, I do need you to tell me one thing. What is going on with the stakes here? Is that to try and keep people out, or what is that all about? Not a big deal. Just curious. You did inject it. I have been accused of doing things like that in the past. Like, oh, you put in those phantom brakes. You know what? I didn't used to do that on purpose, but when people started talking about it, I'm like, fine, I'll give you a couple. Because it is possible to make it happen on purpose. I like this hole. It's simple, yet, oh, it's an old broken down fence. Oh. Okay, I'm with you. Old broken down fence for an old broken down golfer. I like seeing your orchards and stuff out there in the background. It's very pleasant. We got some definite just English countryside stuff going on. I'm trying to feel like how much I need to take off of this. I think I'm going to hit a 3 wood or 2 wood just to do it, see what happens. Yeah, that was the correct choice. Driver would have been crazy. Go in the hole. It's all right. Doing things that are hard to pull off is part of the deal. I remember doing Old Tom's Ferry, and I'm sitting here and I had the ideas of using the rocks and boulders and stuff and trying to build the course on top of it. And I'm going, how do you do this? Oh, well, I can look for it or not. All right, this is perfect. This is so nice. Guys, just take note, okay? There is nothing fancy here. Zero fancy things. Yeah, it's one of his templates, but it's just an uphill par 3, a little fence over there. There is nothing fancy going on, and yet it's just lovely. And look at this. You don't have to have a green that's got all kinds of waves and stuff in it, said Brian to himself. But this is still going to provide a plenty of challenge to a lot of guys, especially when you're in between clubs. I think I'm going to do something stupid. Oh, I overcooked it. Dang it. You're right, he's not complicated. Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know that I agree that he's not complicated. There's definitely some complications. He got complications. But we all have complications, so it is what it is. And I am not even trying on this hole anymore. That bunker shot, I'm like, yeah, okay, that was crap. We're just done with all that. And I like that the lighting, I'm not sure what you were doing. I do. A golf hole doesn't have to be funky to be great. I mean, just keep it simple. Please tell me you've hidden, like, some goats or something in there. Or some squirrels. If not, you should. I tell you what, that reminds me of the old Vine with the little girl. It's like, look at all these chickens. Except it's sheep. All right, 566 yards. Blind tee shot. Well done. I see what you've done here with the rough. Because I was just sitting here going, I almost wish there was a little more fairway coming down this way. But really, I don't think you need it. I think it's okay the way it is. I think having that rough there is a good choice. That was well done. This course is not going to be everybody's favorite, but I will tell you, just the way it plays right now, I'm enjoying it. If I'd been a little further up, this would have been a better look. I think based on the simplicity of this hole, I don't know, that first bunker on the left, I almost feel like you could have gotten away just leaving that rough, but I think it's partly there to help people more than it is to be a penalty, if that makes sense. I was playing for that fast tempo. Kick left. There you go. There you go. There's not too much to tear up here, man. You don't need to. This I like. I don't need wow on golf courses. I mean, you asked me to tear this one apart, but I'm here to tell you. You go look at my comments on people's courses, even in their course threads and that, and wow does very little for me. You will very rarely hear me say wow about anything, number one. And number two, it's primarily going to be if a hole is really good, not necessarily if, oh, well, look at that, wow. I don't care. I mean, I'm going to come out and say it. In the major contest, the most wow thing in that entire contest, to me, was on, I played all the courses that were fancy looking and everything, and Susquehannock was nice looking. I mean, it was great looking. I enjoyed it. But the most wow thing to me was that he was able to take that course and make it very difficult and put you in. Now, see, this to me, this view is a wow view. This is great. The stonework over there is natural looking. Is it totally in character with the course? I don't know, but I don't care. But it's another uphill par 3, which are hard to do on their own. And look at the way you've layered those two bunkers on the right. I mean, it's lovely. It's fantastic. I'm really a big fan of that. But what I will say is the most impressive thing in that entire contest was the fact that on Susquehannock, you could you could hit a horrible shot and be in the wrong spot, but you were never out of the hole. You always had a way to get back into play and try to play for par, or if you were way off for bogey. Whereas some of the other courses, I felt like, yeah, I hate those kinds of shots. Some of the other courses, I felt like you were in jail, and when you were in jail, you were in jail. And he was able to make that course very hard while still giving you the opportunity to get back in play and back in the hole on every single shot. I thought that was fantastic. All right, I'm going to actually try and play now. Now, see this. I'm just trying to think because I really like this. Like you've given space over here, and I know you thought through that process, and you said, "Okay, I need to do this more," and you've done it. I just am trying to think. Boy, I'd like to. What am I not seeing here? Honestly, I don't think anything. I think I'm just trying to come up with something, and there's really nothing. I think it's fine. I think sometimes the serpentine nature of fairways can get a little old after a while, but you haven't overplayed that too much, which I like. Hey guys, I'm going to pause talking for a minute. My wife is calling, so hang on. Okay, sorry about all that. Stop when you're on the ninth tee, please. Okay. I'm sorry that I couldn't talk my way through that last hole because I thought that was lovely. I enjoyed that hole a lot. I thought that, it is drivable, but I don't mind you taking, making me play a smaller club there. That's totally fine. And it looked really good too. So here I am on the ninth tee. Take the camera way right to the village and look in the tunnel. Okay, this could be difficult. Way right to the village and look in the tunnel. Okay, we're going to try. I can't guarantee I'm going to be able to do this, but doggone it, we're going to try. Yes, honey. Hey, Emmeline, give me just a little bit, okay? You can, but wait for me to come down, okay? Please go downstairs. That's not how that works. I saw your moose there anyway. Sorry. I need to keep plugging here. I'm playing Melrose next. I don't care. Hang on, I gotta figure out where the heck I'm aiming here. Whew. I will say, this hole would be a harder sell on an English countryside course. Come play our lovely little course. It's great. Come on out. It'll be a great time. We'll have so much fun. Here, hit 246 yards over this. Oh, gosh. Everybody goes, oh, hey, I'm going to come play this hole. Oh, my gosh. Especially when I don't have... Let's do a little less than full swing and see how it works. Here comes the water. Everybody ready? Get your Billy Basses out. Oh, I did 100. And a fast. Perfect! Let's just crush. Ah, yes. Get there in the middle. I'm just giving you a hard time. Members schmembers. Members are jerks. This is a weird putt. Like, if I play it up here, I'm worried about, I think that downhill is going to take some of that break out of it, honestly, just based on the speed. Maybe I'll go past it. What do you think? Should we try and putt this past it and bring it back down the slope? Is that the way to do this? I don't know. I'm just going to hit it. And I'm not going to get over the edge. I am awesome. What, Eleanor? All right. I'm sure you all enjoyed that, so you'll enjoy this too. Here it goes. Down the hill. Eleanor, I need you to go downstairs, please. Come on. Hang on, I'm going to mute this because I'm going to whistle. And I locked the door. Have to say, I feel the golf insurance cost on this course would be high for the walk into 18 alone. Well, that first bridge, I mean, my goodness. You got to give people like, you're going to beat your kids? Can I help? Or are we talking like you're going to play horse? Ha 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 ha. Go, 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 go. No problem. Like a redheaded stepchild, Dom. Now my youngest is outside the door, like, crying as though her entire world has ended because I locked the door. Slow down. Come on now. Beat him like a 13-year-old Terry with a Playboy. The boy starts fires. I will say, Eric, that last hole was not my favorite, since you said to be brutal. I thought that the serpentine nature of it was it felt a little forced to me. I also think that the bunkers on this particular hole and on the last one, I feel like you are taking the simple bunker approach a little further than you did on the front. And I think this hole could have been vastly improved with one simple change. Well, maybe not vastly improved. I think had you put fairway over here, up towards this bunker, I think it would have been a better hole. I think it would have looked better, and I think it would have played better. but your simple bunkers are getting a little just overly large and simple. I think you had the right idea going and then took it just a little too far. Thank. That being said, yeah, see, like that one, you're taking the idea a little too far there. That being said, I enjoy the approach to this one a lot. I think this is a cool little approach, and there's not really a way to run it up there. I mean, you got to, if you're going to do it, you just got to do it. You just got to sack up and make a shot. Almost like that, not quite. Hey, finally a decent bunker shot. Poor seniors. Look at that. That putt looked like it went two different directions. Oh, that's fantastic. That makes me happy. Yeah, that's true, Eric. This isn't an English countryside course because you're not giving anybody a way to play on the ground. Or maybe they're screaming goats. Uh-oh, uh-oh. We got one of them template holes going on. You and your newfangled template hole, bunch of jerks and everything. Oh, crap. All right, let's test this out, shall we? Let's just leave it where it is. Well, it's not a straight putt. Terry's in the pen with him. And the thing is, they all scream. One, just for obvious reasons, and the rest, you know, either in terror or for help. This is another hole. It's fine. It just, I don't know. It felt slightly, just feels slightly forced. Like I feel like from the tee, you could have gotten away with, you could have made this hole just as good by maybe just making one smaller bunker here or just changing something slightly. I'd have to go back to the tee. I will at some point and look at it, but it just doesn't quite come off the way I think you want it to. Oh, I fasted it. What's the thing? The concept in this hole is very similar, but it's not pulled off with the same finesse that the other ones had. Does that make sense? There have been a couple of holes where it worked really well because it was just done, like I said, with finesse. That one was just kind of like, have a hole. I have no problem with this one at all. This is fine. My eye almost wants to see another bunker there, but I'm over, you know, on that hill, but it really doesn't need one. Now I'm curious. With this wind and downhill, let's do it. Oh, that fast is going to kill me. Nice. You know, 330-yard carry, that's fine. Go, 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 go. Wow. Wow. HB. Yeah, I'm like you're saying, I'm totally fine with open, you know, the openness of the course. That doesn't bother me at all. Oh, I've completed a challenge. My no hazard hole. Ta-da. All right, number 15, 162 yards, par 3. Like, for instance, look at this one. This is another just super simple hole. Just a very slight runoff down there, which I like. These bunkers, again, are laid into the ground in such a way that they're not drastic. They're fairly straightforward. But between the lighting and just the overall atmosphere of the course, it's very nice. I'm wondering, I think that the spine on this green maybe could have been a little bit, well, it's not really a spine, is it? I was thinking I saw one. I didn't. Look at that. Nice little fence in the back. I like this hole. This is nice. Okay, Eric, I'll put on my big boy ripping pants for 16 and 18 for you. I already heard you, Dylan. I'll hop in there. Give me a minute. That'll probably have to be the last one for the morning. Just my two youngest are just really needy right now. Well, the concept on this hole doesn't bother me at all. I've played many places that have had holes put together like this. I'll just say again, like I said before, that I think that you're taking your simple bunker ideas from the front and took them up a notch on the back. And I think it would have been better to have stayed with what you had. I'm not sure what you're wanting me to complain about a whole lot here. I like this hole. I like the hole. Like I said, I think those bunkers on the fairway area could have been executed slightly better. Oh, well, there's my thoughts. My thoughts are the hole is fine. The whole play's fine. I like the way it plays. I like the way it looks. I think those bunkers could have been done a little better. And the way you've got the green sloped, it really is very beneficial to go over and play to the right. All right, hang on a second. I think somebody may have just died outside. Hang on. Hey. Go downstairs. Be there in the short. Hey, Victoria. You play with the little one or do something with the turkey? That was excited. Did you enjoy hearing all that? Well, it sounded like somebody maybe fell down the stairs. They didn't. They knocked something down the stairs, but Turn, 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 turn. Oh, or don't. Well, they're cute when they like daddy too. Like yesterday, I wasn't going to go out yesterday, but I had to get out of the house or I was going to murder somebody. So I went to the driving range and actually had a really good session there. Was trying some different things, ways to get my left hip out of the way. See, this hole is similar in concept to some of the others, but I think, I don't know. It looks more subtle from the tee. I don't know if it is more subtle, but it looks more subtle, and I like the approach shot a lot better. Like the approach on this shot has some character. Yeah, in my hip. That's one way to do it. Well, I was wondering, there are people who say, start turning the left hip before you actually shift your weight over there, because once you get your weight over there, it's going to be harder to move it. Then there are other people who are like, well, you got to do this bump first in order to, change your weight. And I found I actually was having an easier time starting to move it before I put a bunch of weight over there. The other thing I did, and boy, it felt really stupid, and I looked like an idiot, but it made my swing better. I was having trouble with letting the club face flare open a little bit because my grip has always been kind of weak. And so what I did was, there's a guy on YouTube that I do follow just because I like to watch him play and hear him talk, Peter Finch. He's just fun. And he's always had this little move where he lifts the club off the ground, but he does it with his wrist, almost like a slightly early wrist set before he takes the club back. And I thought, I wonder if that would help me keep my hands in the right position if I put them there ahead of time. So I did, and I swear, the second I did, coming back through the ball was easy because I didn't have to set my wrists later. I mean, it was already, they were there. So I may have a very strange wrist cock when we get to Whistler. We'll see. Because boy, it sure felt good doing it. I think on this one, Eric, you've used no bunkers, which is really cool. I feel like you could have let a little more fairway eat in right here and up here, but not much. I like this hole. It's cool. Because I could very easily just do this, which I'm going to do, and see how it works. First, I'm going to make a slow backswing so that it's really short. Anyway, no, that basically from the ground, you just do like a straight up wrist cock, not a full one, but at least partial. And it forced me to take the club outside of my hands. Like there's no way to bring it back inside. You know what I mean? You cannot bring it inside from that position. And so at the top, I was much more in line. And then when my left hip got out of the way, the club just fell right back on plane. It was very nice. Now, I will say I topped a couple doing it that way before I, told myself to get back down towards the ball, but it worked pretty well. I'm going to play with it, see how it works. No, and Erica, hopefully, you said to tear it up. There's really not a ton to tear up. There was some forced elements here and there. The simple bunkers got away from me in a couple of places, just becoming overly, like a big old whatever it is in the middle of the fairway. But overall, you had some good concepts. Your little par threes were the stars of the show to me because they were simple, but they were done elegantly and very enjoyable. I like that. I like that. I'm gonna grab Dylan's now, so I'm gonna stop this stream and hop back over to that one. Yeah, you like that little where he lifts it up that way. It's very smooth, and he is pretty. He pops the ball out there pretty good. It looks to me like he doesn't get as much of a trap on the ball as some guys, like I mentioned George Gankus earlier. He talks about dynamic loft all the time. Well, I hit my 8-iron 175 yards. Whatever. I'm never going to hit it that far, so I don't care. I'm going to grab Dylan then here. So I will stop this stream right now and be right back.